choice, call a cab.
You got it. All right, Jeremy, thanks.
Swing state or split state? What are we? It's the choice Wisconsin faces as some top politicians are mulling over a change to the way Wisconsin awards its electoral votes in presidential races.
The state has gone for the Democrats 7 times in a row, but with Republicans in control in Madison, there could be a move to divvy up the votes based on districts. Fox 6's Mike Lowe has more in tonight's Political Lowdown.
It is good to be back in Milwaukee.
In Wisconsin, like 47 other states, it's winner take all. The presidential candidate who gets the majority of votes gets all 10 electoral votes. But some top Republicans are considering changing that, splitting them by congressional district.
It's an interesting idea to look at parsing out electoral votes that way.
Political consultant Chris Hayworth says Milwaukee and Madison are the population centers, but the rest of the state isn't necessarily reflected in the results.
If there is a better representation of the opinion of the voters in the end, I don't know if it's, I think that that's almost a moot point whether or not we are a battleground state.
It's an opinion shared by RNC Chairman Reince Priebus. If that system had been in place in the 2012 election, Barack Obama and Mitt Romney would have evenly split Wisconsin's electoral votes.
Besides the person who Wisconsin votes for not getting our electoral votes, which is a pretty big deal, Wisconsin would become irrelevant to the presidency. Right now, Wisconsin voters have a very strong role in selecting who wins the White House.
I said it's an interesting thing to talk about.
Changing it would take an act of the legislature, and Governor Scott Walker is neither supporting the idea nor shutting it down completely.
If you were to go with an idea that's been pushed out that they be divided proportionate to congressional districts, that while it might make each district more competitive, my concern would be is that somehow would lead to fewer visits by candidates.
People see it for what it is, which is a blatant attempt to try to rig the White House in their favor.
And Republican-controlled state legislatures in both Michigan and Virginia flirted with this idea in recent weeks, but both plans have effectively been shelved. And here in Wisconsin, Walker says he wants the legislature to focus on jobs before any other issues, Ted.
How is my civics knowledge? I think Nebraska and Maine are the two states that do this. Am I right?
You're exactly right.
And
those are the only two states.
How many presidential visits do we ever hear on those two states?
Very rare that they ever get presidential visits. In fact, it's basically a situation now where presidential candidates only visit about 10 swing states or battleground states because this is where the action is, and were we to divvy these up in a different way, we probably would miss out on that, and that's what the governor said he's concerned about.
Right.
Yep.
That physics teacher at Baraboo getting props tonight.
And the social studies teacher too, yeah.
We all love a good bargain, but many of the items you buy online at deep discounts will never be delivered.
Instead, they'll wind up